Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Arknights, CN is 5 or 6 months ahead of us global dwellers. We get to know all the contents and new operators that are going to be released before it's available for us. And that includes limited banner and operators. In this video I'm going to show you all the upcoming limited banners and give my opinion on which one you should prioritize. So starting with one that should come global first. We have Wang Ch'en3 second altar. Their banner should be available in an event to celebrate the global half anniversary, so should be around July. The second Sui Big Bro Wang is the limited, while Ch'en second altar is the standard operator. First let's see Wang. To simplify how strong he is basically Arknights and perhaps even better. He is a trap master specialist who can deploy traps to damage and apply other effects to the enemies. But you can only deploy the traps on a clear tile without enemies or anything else on top. But his first talent allowed him to somewhat bypass this. If you deploy his trap, another trap will instantly be placed right beside it. And this additional trap can actually be deployed right below the enemy and will prioritize tiles with the enemy on top. And I don't think it's mentioned anywhere, but all of his traps, no matter the skill, can actually be deployed on range tiles. Might look useless, but it's useful to deploy the additional trap that comes with it when you don't have many available spaces. This is especially the case to maximize his skill 3, which we will talk about soon. What's even more crazy, his traps can hit flying enemies. His second talent is also top tier. As you can see, his traps can be linked. And when one trap is activated, all the linked traps will provide additional damage, as well as ignoring some percentage of the enemy resistance. Wang also has a great selection of skills. His skill 1 will inflict Arts DOT and slow to a single enemy that triggers the trap. It's very useful for hit count check enemies, and you can potentially slow an enemy forever. Although for crowd control, his skill 2 is often considered to be better. When triggered, the trap will inflict a big instance of arts damage to all enemies in its area, and also reduce their movement speed. Technically different from slow effect, but it basically does the same thing. Last but not least, skill 3 is why he is called Arknights. The passive effect will make his trap trigger area wider, so the enemy won't have to step on it to trigger it. For the active effect, all traps deployed in the skill area can be placed on a tile with an enemy on it. There are also more extra traps if you deploy a trap inside the skill range. Combine this with his talent 2, and you'll get one heck of a delete button. Much like Walter, Wang is basically another cheat code in this game. Personally, this guy is such a rule breaker and broken unit that it honestly feels disgusting to use him. And he basically makes Dorothy even less relevant. But hey, from a gameplay perspective and for a newbie, he is very recommended to get. Not to mention he is an influential character in the story. Next is the endfield silly creature grandma. We have Ch'en second altar as the banner standard 6 star. Her altar this time is an arts guard. You know, the one block guard who deals arts damage in their attacks. But that is not the case for Ch'en. Because her talent 1 permanently allows her to inflict weakness damage. Basically she can change her damage type to either arts or physical, and it depends on the enemy weakness. If they have low resistance, Ch'en will deal arts damage, and vice versa. This ability is no doubt extremely useful to take out those high resistance enemies that arts guards typically can't handle. Additionally, this talent also gives a permanent attack and attack speed buff. Her talent 2 is also an amazing self-sustaining ability, giving her a chance to solo lane without a healer. Every few seconds after not taking any damage, Ch'en will randomly regain some HP, and is guaranteed to dodge the next physical or arts attack. If the enemy attack is slow enough, she is practically invincible. Next, much like Wang, Ch'en also has a good selection of skills. Her skill 1 will give her attack buff and deal double hits. Each of her attacks will also disable enemy special ability. In other words, she will silence them. Then in her skill 2, Ch'en will move and unleash multiple slashes on the enemy position, both ground and flying enemies. And neatly enough, devs made it so that she will move to a different target after one enemy is defeated, and also extend her slashes. After she is done, she will be back to her original tile, while also gaining some attack and dodge buff. But if she fails to defeat her target, her position will be moved to that enemy location. Overall a good nuker skill. However, the teleportation on this skill can turn her into the unit with the highest aggro. Although her talent 2 can mitigate this issue. Then her skill 3. Ch'en will unleash a dragon similar to those dragons in Yu's debut event. And this dragon hits super hard. Although in order to maximize its damage, you'll need to think properly on where to activate this skill. Cramped places are usually where this skill shines. Other than that dragon, Ch'en herself will get some buffs to increase her own attack. But unlike the dragon, it's not as hard hitting, and can only hit ground enemies. So that's Wang and Ch'en's second ultra limited banner. One is basically a cheat code, and the other is also a great guard unit. She is a bit on the low side when compared to Wang. So I think if you already have Wang, you can choose to skip Ch'en. But gameplay wise these two are highly recommended. Alright, after Wang and Ch'en, the next limited banner should be an episode 17 update. Featuring Kal'tsit altar and closure. And episode 17 along with this banner, should come to global around October. The banner features Kal'tsit altar as the limited. And she is a 6-star watchman medic. Global don't have this medic archetype yet, but basically they are a medic who can fly. In fact, Kal'tsit can forever fly thanks to her talent 1. Which is an absolutely broken ability, because she is safe from almost any harm. Other than that, this talent also increases her HP, defense and block count. Her block range also expands, allowing her to block enemies that are slightly outside of her tile. Meanwhile, her talent 2 is not as broken as flying forever, but it can still be useful, especially when using her skill 3. When anyone enters Kal'tsit's range, they will get 1 shield to protect them against 1 instance of any damage. As well as gaining regeneration healing for some time, and this heal is doubled for Rhodes Island operators. As for skills, her skill 1 is a pretty nice skill. This will give her attack and speed buff, which is nice for her if you want her to just focus on healing. But honestly, why do that when she has a much more interesting abilities? This skill will also expand the block range of all units currently flying. And again, so far, this is considered a nice ability. Next, her skill 2. It's not Kal'tsit without her harming the enemies. This skill will give her 10 ammo, and she will use it to unleash AoE true damage to the enemies. I don't think I need to explain how good is true damage. It basically can bypass all kinds of enemy defense mechanism, and she is another case of operator who can easily inflict it. Beside true damage, she also inflicts slow. And considering her attack speed, she can forever slows the enemies, as long as she keeps attacking them. And don't worry, she doesn't forget her role as a healer. Because any allies caught in the blast will get a big amount of healing. And when there's no enemies, she can still target and heal other operators. Last but not least, her skill 3. Kal will get attack buff, healing interval reduces, and heal one more target. But those are not the main selling point of this skill. In this skill she will gain something called tactical anchor point, which you can place to different ranges tiles, and it will teleport Kal'tsit to that location. And she can also bring 2 recently deployed units in her range with her. This thing is useful to reposition your units without waiting for redeployment cooldown. But more importantly, the game consider the 2 units as being redeployed. So this skill has an insane heli drop potential when you combo it with the right operator. Okay, that's Kal'tsit. Next, the standard 6-star beside her is the long-awaited character, Closure. She is our second 6-star tactician vanguard after Mew Moo. As most already know, Tactician Vanguard is a 2-in-1 vanguard. They are ranged units, but can deploy a reinforcement, or in other words summon, inside their attack range to block ground enemies. And much like other tactician, Closure's talent 1 determines how her summon works. Closure summon is very unique. First of all, it won't attack, which has its own upside and downside. The bad thing is that you lose another source of damage. However, previous events have proved that a blocker that cannot attack is useful in certain scenarios. Her summon can also be deployed on range tiles. And instead of attack range, it has effect range. The summon will provide different kinds of effects depending on what skill she uses. Also, operators inside the summon range will be considered as closure summon. Basically, it means those operators will also obtain the same buff her summon gets. And this is her second talent. She will reduce all operators' DP cost. Well, instead of reducing cost, it feels more like you are borrowing DP from her. Additionally, this talent also provides small attack buff to Rhodes Island operators. And the best part of this talent is that it will be active if Closure is simply in the squad. Moving on, let's talk skills. Her skill 1 will generate some DP, plus more after each skill cast. This skill also grants 1 shield to the summon, as well as operators inside the summon effect range. Meanwhile, skill 2 is considered her best skill to use in general. She will generate DP, provide block count and defense buff to her summon, as well as gaining attack buff and is able to attack enemies blocked by the summon. But the best part about this, anyone deployed in the summon range will get their DP cost refunded by 40%, allowing you to deploy multiple operators quickly. Lastly, her skill 3. This skill will generate some DP, and allow Closure to lock on and attack enemies in her and her summon range, similar to Mecha Cordcaster. And you can also use other operators to further extend this attack range. Moreover, this attack will inflict a new effect currently known as Dull. Dull is a couple of debuffs included in one package. It includes reducing movement and attack speed, the casting speed of special abilities, and negative status recovery. So that's Kal'tsit Alter and Closure. In this case, Kal'tsit is definitely the better choice to get gameplay wise, and of course limited wise. She is a reliable healer, has the best form of survival ability thanks to her always flying, an easy source of true damage, and a unique repositioning skill 3. Closure is also a good vanguard, who can reduce all operator cost by simply being in the squad. But other than that, I think her other abilities are quite replaceable. I mean, if there's someone who can argue they don't need the fancy kit that Silver Ash Alter offers, then Closure is a much easier choice to skip. Okay, that's ex-wife, daughter and capitalist vampire. Then literally in the next banner after this, we have a new limited banner from the second collaboration event between Arknights and Monster Hunter, featuring Orchid and Catapult Alter. If episode 17 is in October, then we probably get this in the next month around November. Unlike previous banners in this video, since this is a collab banner, all new operators inside are limited operators. But to save you the time, I'm just going to focus on the main show, which is the 6-star Orchid Alter. Orchid Alter is our newest 6-star heavy shooter sniper. She wears Monster Hunter armor and uses a bow as a weapon. There's not really much to say in the heavy shooter trade. But Orchid has a somewhat hidden trade where she deals triple hits, likely referencing Bo's charged shot in the original game. Sadly, this triple hit is calculated as if she only deals a single damage. However, the triple hit still counts, so it makes her an awesome operator against hit count check enemies. Now let's see her talent. In her talent 1, she will get damage multiplier in the next 50 attacks after using skills. A nice damage bonus. However, the only way to reset this buff is to redeploy her. But here's the neat part. Her talent 2 will permanently reduce her deployment cooldown, and her DP cost will never increase. A wet dream for every fast redeploy unit. Every time you retreat her, a wire bug from Monster Hunter Eyes will also appear on her previous location. If you deploy Orchid near this wire bug, she will get an attack bonus for some time. I would also like to mention her module, because compared to other units in this video, her module significantly improves her performance as a fast redeploy unit. Take her stage 1 module for example, it will further reduce her redeployment time. The upgrade will enhance her second talent, reducing her redeploy cooldown even more, increasing wire bug attack bonus, and widening the effect area. As for skills, I don't see many reasons why you would use her skill 1. But her skill is based on bow power shot, which will make her unleash multiple arrows to a single target, and the additional power volley attack also gives her a chance to stun the target, but it's hardly reliable. Skill 2 is her best skill to use in general and for heli drop purposes, where she will jump into the air and fire multiple arrows to all enemies inside her attack range. Last but not least, her skill 3. She will do Dragon Pisser move and fire powerful arrows at all the enemies in the straight tile ahead. It's good to be used to clear swarms and fight giant bosses, but some things make it less reliable for general use, unlike her skill 2. Overall, Orchid Alter is a great DPS sniper and fast redeploy unit. If you need this kind of unit, she is absolutely recommended. Not to mention she is super limited, who will probably never come back to the game. Catapult Alter is also a decent 5-star mercenary guard to get and build. But new players are better off focusing on a cheaper option first. Okay, last limited banner we should get based on schedule in the next 5 or 6 months. Is there a run of Monster Hunter first collaboration featuring Yato and Noir Alter? This banner should be right after the new second collaboration, so probably still in late November or December already. I suppose we're here long enough, and I already made a detailed review about her a long time ago. So those who don't have her and playing the first collab for the first time, you can check out her old review. But simply put, she is an amazing fast redeploy DPS. Alright, that's all the limited banner. So which one should you prioritize? In my opinion, Wang Ch'en3 second Alter has the highest priority, at least gameplay wise. But the second priority here is difficult to determine. Kal'tsit Alter and the Monster Hunter collaboration are back to back. And the next summer limited isn't that far away either. Personally, gameplay wise, I'd rather pull for Kal'tsit Alter, for her survival ability, true damage, and repositioning. And while I don't think she's as valuable as Ch'en3 second Alter, getting only closure in the banner is not 100% a bad thing. And as someone who enjoys the game story, not having Kal and closure will definitely feel odd. But on the other hand, Monster Hunter collab is super limited, and probably will never come back again. So in a nutshell, if you value gameplay and perhaps story, prioritized Kal'tsit. If you value limited items, go all out in the Monster Hunter collaboration. That should be all. Adios.